Red Bull's dominance has been seen again as they won the 2024 Bahrain Grand Prix. Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez take the first and second positions of the race as the reigning champions look like they will continue their run in the 2024 season. Join us today as we discuss exactly what went behind Max Verstappen and Red Bull winning the season-opening race. Max Verstappen has won his 55th race, winning the Bahrain Grand Prix after another great performance. He set a scary tone for the rest of the field in the first race of the 2024 Formula One season. Red Bull's win erased any ideas that his dominance may have faded over the winter or that its preparations were greatly hampered by an outside investigation into team director Christian Horner over claims of inappropriate behavior. Last year, Verstappen and Red Bull had one of the best seasons ever. The three-time world champion continued his unstoppable performance in Bahrain, though he was driving a brand new car. He won as many points as possible in the driver's title by setting the fastest lap and scoring 26 points. After the race, he said to Sky Sports, "Unbelievable. I think today went even better than expected. I think we had a lot of paces, and it was just super enjoyable to drive today. We stayed out of trouble, and it's a great start to the year. It couldn't have been better. It was a lot of fun, and I felt really good in the car. It's always very special to have these kinds of days because they don't happen that often, where it all goes perfect and you are at one with the car." Verstappen gets his second free pit stop of the race on lap 37, and he continues to hold a large lead. Verstappen stopped for the first time on lap 18, while Sainz set the fastest lap by passing Russell at turn 4 to catch up to him. After half of the race, Verstappen was almost 15 seconds ahead of Perez, Sainz, Russell, and Leclerc. Russell started the last round of pit stops on lap 32. Red Bull had to use soft tires for the last run because they didn't have any harder tires. After Charles Leclerc tried to catch up to Verstappen in the first corner, the Dutch driver just coasted away from the rest of the field, building a 1.2-second lead by the start of the second lap. He ended more than 22 seconds ahead of his teammate Sergio Perez, and he didn't have to worry about any of the chaos going on behind him. Sergio Perez also said that the maximum we could have achieved was a tricky race with the management of the tires. Overall, it was a great way to start the season. Compound to compound, we were sliding, and we had issues with engine braking. I'm sure we will analyze and learn for Jeddah. It was a really strong race from the team. It's a great start to the season. You can't get better than a 1-2 to start a year, which looks like it'll be a really tight battle. There were a few issues that we needed to iron out, but it is just important to keep the momentum going with us now. So how did Red Bull dominate the Bahrain Grand Prix? Pole position was one of the factors contributing to Red Bull's victory. A driver who starts first on the grid has a distinct edge over their rivals. This means that there won't be any other cars in their way, and they will have a free path ahead of them. They are able to keep up their momentum and speed as a result, possibly gaining a sizable advantage over the other drivers. The driver gains a tactical edge as well. Multiple pit stops are common in Formula One races, as drivers refuel or replace tires. In an event where every second counts and a well-executed pit stop can make all the difference, a driver who has a clean track ahead of them will be able to enter the pits without wasting too much time due to having to maneuver through a crowded track. Starting at the front of the grid can also assist a driver in avoiding any collisions and mishaps. With cars traveling at nearly 200 mph in Formula One, collisions are commonplace. The driver will have a better view of the circuit and any potential hazards by starting at the front of the grid, which will give them more time to react and prevent any incidents. This is particularly important during the first few circuits of a race, when there is a greater chance of accidents and a lot of jostling for position. The opening demonstrates how his quick decision-making and fast reactions enable him to perform his feats. He doesn't hesitate to take chances and execute daring maneuvers that frequently catch his opponents off guard. He shows intelligent decision-making on the track, as demonstrated in the thrilling 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, when he made a bold pass on Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton on the last lap, securing his lead and subsequently winning the race and claiming his first world title. He is renowned for his adept management of his tires, which give him an advantage over his competitors and enable him to make fewer pit stops. In order to keep his lead over opposing teams, he also uses defensive driving strategies. He doesn't hesitate to vigorously maintain his position and make it difficult for his rivals to pass him. His success has also been attributed to his resilience under pressure and mental toughness. He has demonstrated poise under duress by making thoughtful choices and holding off opposing teams when they are ahead. We may witness Red Bull's dominance in a future season. The success and titles of Red Bull are largely due to Sergio Perez, and the entire team will play a part because both Verstappen and the Red Bull racing team understand the importance of clear and precise communication. They get along well at work. Their frequent communication during races, which gives them useful feedback and information to make snap judgments of this. During races, the Red Bull racing team is renowned for its flexibility and tactical changes. With shifting weather patterns, tire degradation, and other variables that might impact a driver's performance, Formula One races can be unexpected. This is where the engineers and strategists on the team are useful. To help Verstappen make the required changes to his car and race plan, they interact with him and continuously evaluate the data. Their ability to adapt and make decisions quickly has proven to be essential to their success in the sport. Another important element in Verstappen's performance is the assistance he receives from the pit crew and engineers. In addition to putting in countless hours to develop and enhance the car's performance, the pit crew is essential to facilitating timely pit stops and efficient race operations. Verstappen's smooth teamwork with his engineers and pit crew, combined with their support, has resulted in their dominance on the Formula One circuit. Despite facing allegations, Christian Horner attended and reacted to the race by saying, "Max was dominant, and Checo, I thought, drove a very strong race, coming through the field from 5th to achieve a 1-2 finish at the first Grand Prix of the year. Achieving maximum points, I think, is the perfect start for us in our 20th season. It's a long season, many different venues, different challenges, different conditions, and what we saw in the testing is that things are closer." Verstappen agreed by saying, "I also think that in general, other teams are closer." The Red Bull racing team's latest car, the RB20, was created by their esteemed technical director Adrian Newey and is another reason for their dominance. It was a machine of great aerodynamics and unique design. The car's performance on the track demonstrated the months of effort and devotion the team put into perfecting it. The RB20's hybrid engine's power was another important feature that helped it dominate. In order to create a strong and dependable engine for the RB20, the Red Bull crew worked closely with Honda, their engine provider. Its powertrain was hybrid, combining an electric motor with a conventional internal combustion engine. This combination gave the car remarkable power, enabling it to accelerate quickly and maintain high speeds on the straightaways. Red Bull's approach was just as important to their success as the car's performance. They were able to hold onto their lead and stay ahead of the pack because they had made the appropriate decisions on pit stops and tire replacements. Sergio Perez said that, "I believe that the car will be strong there with the high-speed content, so I think there should be another strong weekend for us." Yeah, it was unbelievable. When Max got in during the test and basically we hit the ground running, it was really impressive to see. As I said, let's see what happens this weekend, but I do expect us to be strong. I think things are looking well, but as always, everything is going to be really tight at the front. While Verstappen said, "I think the feeling in the car is pretty similar. Just a little bit better," he said. "Last year's car was already very good, with some tiny improvements here and there. Especially a bit lower speed, the car just feels a bit better. But overall, when I jumped in, it didn't feel like a completely different car to drive or whatever, so that was positive." What are your thoughts about Red Bull's dominant win? Will it continue the dynasty and another season of pure winning streak? Let us know in the comments below.